Oh, this message is so powerful. If you're coming across this video, I trust it's for you. I'm talking to a collective who has so much power within them that has always been a bit of an unconventional thinker, is what I'm getting. You've been throughout your life misunderstood to some extent. Not that you've all had trouble with making deep connections. I'm just kind of getting this feeling of like you saying something, you're like in a room full of people, and you saying something, and people kind of being like, what? Where did that come from? Like, I just feel like you've experienced that quite a bit throughout your life where you've said or done things that have been very unconventional that don't make sense to other people. My cat showing up here for some extra spiritual protection on this message. But you've spent so much of your life being misunderstood. I'm getting ugly duckling energy turning into the swan, but you're transforming, you're transmuting, okay? And I'm also getting with this collective that you have been going through a journey that has felt so slow. It's like you're moving through molasses at times. And I'm also getting the imagery of like that challenge where they're filling up the cup with water and they're like trying to do a drop to see if it overspills, trying to do a drop and see if it overspills, and it's like you keep thinking that the cup is full and it's going to spill out. It's like, no, there's still room for another drop. There's still room for another drop. And I just feel like you've been through this process lately where you're like, oh, this is the most I can take, spirit, God, source. Like, this is the most I can take. I'm at my limit. They're like, let's see. Let's push you a little bit more. Oh, let's just put this one more drop on you. But all of that has been building for you to receive something times 10. It's coming back to you times 10. All of the efforts that you've been putting in, all of the challenges that you've been undergoing has been building up this like karmic debt where it's going to get repaid to you times 10. I'm seeing contracts, legal negotiations, something to do with like formal documentation, legal connection. For some of you, if this is romance, this could be like marriage, you know, take it how it resonates, but something to do with something formal. Okay. There's going to be a reason to celebrate soon. I feel like you have been undergoing a lot of wounds that you've been revisiting lately. So you've been healing, you've been on this healing journey, and it feels like right as you thought this certain wound was healed, it's like you're getting re-triggered again. You're getting brought back to it. You're being forced to look at it repeatedly. And I feel like you're finally coming to the end of that journey. Although it's been very slow and steady, you're finally transforming out of that specific wound, that specific karmic lesson, that repetitive cycle. You're finally coming out of that into union with that which is really, really, truly meant for you, where you're going to be overflowing in abundance, where you're finally going to see the wheels of fate turning in your favor, where you're falling into collaborations and connections that actually feel fulfilling, that actually make you feel understood, make you feel seen. I'm getting to that this collective is very creative to some extent. So that unconventional kind of thought process, it's like also in regards to career, you've maybe tried to take an unconventional path or feel called to taking an unconventional path. Whatever is calling out to you at this time is only going to be getting louder. It's going to force you to make a decision on which life you want to live. Do you want to live the life of that which is conventional, that which has been, brought up by society, that which has been told to you throughout your life you should live? Or are you going to live and forge the path ahead of that which you know is true for you? And I'm wearing this NASA sweatshirt, and sorry, I'm just like in one of those moods today where I was just feeling like, ugh. But this is like really revitalizing me, so thank you. But this NASA shirt was giving me the song by Ariana Grande, where she's like, give you the whole world, I'ma need space. And I just feel like this collective is such a bright light. A lot of you may be light workers or healers yourself, but you just have this like energy that is so bright, so all consuming, where it's almost like there are moths to the flame coming in. So sometimes you get sort of toxic energies attached to you because you have the power to transmute them, to leave them on a path to better, even if it doesn't feel like it. Like sometimes you just like meet people who just like, it kind of feels like they just like mess up your energy and you're like, what the hell, spirit? Like, why did that happen to me just now? And it's almost like you're being sent people or situations that require your light because it's so needed at this time. But that song specifically, it's like, give you the whole world, I'm gonna need space. you also need to make sure that you're prioritizing your space, your sacred space, to be able to continue to emit this light that is so necessary in this world. And your light can come in so many different forms. It could be in the way that you connect with people. It could be in the kindness and the empathy and the sensitivity that you emit. It could be in your art, in your projects, your creativity, the way that you express yourself, your authenticity, okay? And it just feels like you have been in situations where you were giving the whole world and almost being like suffocated because people were latching onto your light. People were latching onto your energy because you made them feel good. You made them feel purposeful. Like they were like, I'm getting like fishing for compliments. Like people who just needed validation from you constantly, needed you to be the one to keep them on track, to keep them, on a certain path. And it's like, when you have such a bright light, when you have such a high level of contribution energetically to provide to the world, you need to make sure that you're taking care of your own sacred space, that you're putting up boundaries, because while yes, your light is needed, and yes, you're going to be presented opportunities to shine that light, to transmute energies, to leave people better off than you found them, 555 as I look up, and we have a card specifically talking about major changes in your life. So while yes, your light is going to be needed, make sure that you are not doing it at the expense of your own healing and your own light that you need to pour into yourself as well. So there's like this balancing act that you're having to kind of navigate right now. And I do feel like you're in this really like pressure cooker energy where again, things just feel like they're building up and you're like, oh my gosh, when is the release happening? When is that cup finally going to overflow? When am I finally going to be able to be like planted into my new timeline? I've been going through these same challenges over and over and over again. And it's like, you've thought that you were at the end of the challenge and then something else comes up, something else that reopens a wound, something else that requires you to look at it again. And it's been very tiring. Okay. But this is all temporary. You are coming out of it. Again, you're falling into divine partnerships, collaborations, connections, just a whole new life awaiting you after this journey that has been so frustrating. But right now, as you're kind of in this feeling of tension, intensity, things just feeling very heavy, like chaotic almost. It's like you feel like you're being stretched so thin, being pulled in so many different directions. Ground your energy, protect yourself, protect your space, protect your energy, and know that you are so valuable to the transmutation of energies around the collective. Okay, so you have a lot of power, whether you know it or not, whether you're tapped into this like spiritual, new earth or not. By simply being your authentic self, by simply choosing to continue to express yourself in a way that maybe goes against, I'm getting like, inner child wounds and things of like going against what maybe your parents told you to do, going against what your friends have told you to do, going against society, all these things. By you simply expressing yourself authentically and not caring how other people are viewing or perceiving you, it's allowing you to fall deeper and deeper into this new timeline where that is what is going to garner in your success and fulfillment. All of the things that you thought were hindering you from achieving this next level are actually exactly what is going to usher in this up-leveling. And so you're falling into soulmate connections, you're falling into, again, divine collaborations, more abundance, but there is a little bit of patience required here still. You're still in that, again, that like, you're still feeling all of this from every direction. But I just want to encourage you that part of the reason why you're undergoing all of this is because your light is so bright, because you are so powerful, because you do have that ability to transmute energies and to leave the world better. And that is going to come back to you tenfold. So just hold the faith, trust that you are being moved, that you are being transported into a new life. Just hold the faith, ground your energy, have a little bit more patience for the journey. I know it's frustrating, but you will be celebrating so soon. I'm seeing tears of joy streaming down your face. I'm sending you so much love. Mwah!